Hello! Read it here. Today we're going to read a story from our /Entitle parents. Now, for our first story, entitled Mother Steals from a Child with Cancer. I know the title sounds bad, because it is. My mother is not a very nice person, just to say the least. She is a lazy person who doesn't like to work and can never stay in one job or one house or keep one car. She is habitually homeless. Thankfully, I live with my dad now, but I still had to live with her for 14 years and deal with the crap that she put me through. Here are some of her scams that she has pulled. When I was 6, she made me do Shave for the Brave and raise money for a kid who had cancer. She raised over $500 on Facebook for this kid and his family. She kept all the money from the fundraiser. Also, for anyone who is wondering, the kid is someone who I knew as a baby. Thankfully, he is okay and recovered from the cancer. The last time I spoke to him was a few years ago, and he was doing great. She organized a basketball camp in our hometown for kids, took registration fees from parents, then canceled the event and kept all the money, leaving 20 to 30 people without $200. When she faced backlash, she used that money to take her and her friend to Las Vegas for a month where she drank and played casino. She kept asking for money from my grandparents, and when they cut her off, she threatened to keep me and my sisters from them unless they gave her money. She stole $400 out of my wallet for groceries. The money was my birthday money from various family members. She said it was for groceries when I noticed it was missing. There were no groceries, but there was a good few bottles of wine that she spent the next few days drinking in the garage. She would call into restaurants like McDonald's and say that she had her order wrong when she didn't order anything, just to go back and get a free meal. So that sums her up as a person. And then she wonders why I don't talk to her. Let's hear from the comment section. Comment 1. Are there any other family members that she's stealing from? If you live on your own, cut her out of your life. Wait until she's older and needs a place to stay. You can tell her that you don't have the room for her. Comment 2. I'm pleased you've got away from her. She sounds awful. Comment 3. I'm so sorry that you live with this horrible person. Please take my advice and move out immediately and block her immediately. Comment 4. You'll want to make sure she doesn't steal your identity and have credit cards in your name that she will max out and not pay back. I would see if your dad can lock your credit/social security number to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, for our second story. Family brought a baby and young kid to theater. I'm excited to watch Wicked with my friends, and we go to a 7:30 p.m. showing. A family ends up sitting next to me, with the grandma closest to me. I see that a mom is struggling with a stroller up the stairs. Oh, if you plan on watching a movie with your kids and one of them is in a stroller, why didn't you get a seat on the main floor? Okay, but a kid that young isn't even going to remember the movie. But there is also what looks to be a 4-year-old in tow. He's getting up a lot during the movie and playing with the recliner buttons, which aren't exactly quiet. Then the baby babbled a lot, which usually I'm patient with because I have 2 of my own and I used to work in childcare, but I realize not everyone is. Also, everyone at the movie paid to hear Wicked, not a baby babbling. It took too long for them to leave. They left like 2 hours into a 3-hour-long movie. If a kid can't sit still for 3 hours, don't bring them to a 3-hour-long movie. Simple as that. Let's hear from the comment section. Comment 1. I had a kid near me when I saw Wicked with light-up shoes, and of course he kept getting up and walking around, and his dad kept texting with a bright screen. Comment 2. 5-year-old at the Spider-Man movie, Venom: Let There Be Carnage. For reference, the trailer shows a guard being murdered Squidbilly style. This happened a few years back. I'd gone to the early premiere of my theater, and 2 minutes before the movie started, this chick dragged her kindergarten-age kids into it, telling them to be quiet and stop complaining because they were going to see Spider-Man. This movie was rated R in other countries. There were people being ripped in half. I don't understand why that was a kid's movie to her. Comment 3. Some parents just don't think. When Deadpool came out, there were ads everywhere informing people that this movie is not for children. What did some dumbass parents do? Showed up with their crotch goblins in tow and then complained about the move being inappropriate for children. SNH. Comment 4. I don't think it's unreasonable for a mom with a nursing infant to come to a daylight showing, like literally anything that ends before 5 p.m., with the baby if she's able to keep it pretty chill. But no way in heck should you be coming to a prime showtime for a big movie with anybody that can't observe theater etiquette for the entire duration of the show. Now, for our third story. My mother has officially shown me that she couldn't care less about me. Okay, so basically my mom left the house for a few nights to go be with her boyfriend. I think she was gone for 4 nights. Then I was excited when she came back. Obviously, I hadn't seen her in 4 days. This woman only came home to pack a bag to go back over to her boyfriend's house. So, she left and stayed there for another 3 days until I messaged her last night, saying that I needed more food and drink if she was going to be gone for any longer. She didn't read or respond to my text for 8 hours. Then, around 1 a.m., I was so thirsty and so hungry, there was nothing to drink or eat in the house, and I started getting pissed off. So, I blew up her phone because every time I called her, she would ignore the call and not answer. After the 8th time I called her in a row, she finally answered. I told her that I would need more food and pop if she was going to be gone for any longer. Her response wasn't, "Okay, we'll get you some." No. Her response was, and I quote, "Get a job." I told her I can't get a job because 1, you have the only car that we own, and you won't let me drive it. 2, I've tried to get a job, and every single time I apply for a job, I don't get it because I have to tell them that my work schedule has to go around her schedule, which can be very unpredictable. One day, she could be perfectly able to take me to work. The next, she could be up her boyfriend's ass and leave for 3 days. So, it makes it very difficult to get a job. I also want to say that I bought a car with my student loan money. She told me to sell it because she couldn't afford to fix it. Come to find out, there was actually nothing really wrong with the car, and that she just wanted money. I'm at the point where if somehow I could get my own car and get a job and have my own schedule, I would. Also, I have all my classes taken for my real estate license, and all I have to do is take the exam to become a licensed realtor, which is $120, but she refuses to help me pay for that. Now, this last time with my student loan money, I did pay for the exam. However, because it was a Proctor Live exam, she kept on bothering me, and I ended up failing the test. Last night after she told me this, I remembered one thing she told me that was so messed up, and I'll never forget it. She told me that the only reason that she had me was to get my dad's and his family's money. That's it. She never wanted me because she wanted to have children. She wanted me for potential monetary gain. At this point, she has shown me verbally and physically that she never wanted me. I honestly could go on and on about every single solitary thing she has ever done in my life, which honestly, a lot of it happened when I was under the age of 18, but it's honestly gotten worse after I turned 18. Let's hear from the comment section. Comment 1. Maybe see about getting a job you can get to with a bus ride. Save up and get out of your mother's life. She sounds awful. I'm sorry you have to deal with all this. Comment 2. Can you contact your dad or his parents? Maybe they can help you. As for your mother, depending on how old you are, either report her to CPS or report her to the tax office since she is not taking care of you and claiming tax benefits for it. As soon as you can leave, go and see with her. Depending on how healthy she is, take on an insurance policy on her. Comment 3. I'm very sorry your mom is an asshole. Because she is an asshole, I'm going to give you the harsh truth. You need to start living as if you don't have a mom. Please read that twice. Right now, you are living at the mercy of her whims. You are living as a victim. As painful as all of this is, you need to take control of your life and do everything you can to be independent. Let a trusted person adopt your dog, live with your uncle, and get 2 or 3 jobs. You need to fight for yourself at this point. Comment 4. Can you do odd jobs around your neighborhood and buy a used bike? Or save up $dollar from birthdays/holidays? Or trade something with a friend or neighbor? Then you could get to a job. Do you have any friends who have a car? They could take you to a food pantry, so you could at least eat. Also, you don't need soda. Unless your water is turned off, you can drink that. And if it is, you can report your mom for failing to maintain a habitable home. If you are over 18, maybe you can apply for some type of state assistance. I'm not familiar with the rules, but it wouldn't hurt to look into it. And if need be, perhaps leaving home and going to a shelter or friend's place could help expedite your situation. Apply for housing assistance too. Most places have a waiting list, but it doesn't hurt to get started sooner rather than later. Now, for our 4th story. My son is really upset. Well, too bad. The cat is going to an indoor-only home, and it's not yours. We've been trying to rehome a friendly stray cat to an indoor-only home due to safety concerns, coyotes, busy roads, and a highway. A neighbor showed interest but kept bringing up how her 2-year-old is attached to the cat while refusing to commit to keeping him indoors. When I explained the cat needed to stay indoors, she said things like, "We'll try to keep him in if he likes it. We'll probably let him be indoor-outdoor, just bring him in at night. My 2-year-old loves him, and we've been feeding him for months. So I have a lot of other neighbors." I kept telling her the cat needed to be indoor only, but she wouldn't commit and was incredibly pushy, so I reluctantly gave in. After spotting more coyotes around, I had a change of heart and decided to rehome the cat with someone who would actually keep him safe. When I told her, she completely lost it. "Wow, okay. That really wasn't your decision to make. You agreed and then went behind our back." My son is extremely upset. We would have kept him indoors if that's what he wanted. I'm so disappointed in how this was handled. I don't give a flying fuck about her 2-year-old son's attachment to the stray cat. This neighbor is fucking exhausting. Edit. I responded with the following, and then she blocked me lol. "We asked multiple times if you'd commit to keeping the cat indoors only, and you didn't, as shown in the screenshot. You implied he'd be indoor-outdoor, which isn't safe with coyote sightings. Transitioning a stray to indoor-only requires dedication. This decision was about the cat's safety, not your toddler's attachment. Also, when we were initially talking, nobody was in possession of the cat. The entitled parent/neighbor said regardless, they were going to let the cat into their home. I ended up finding and housing the cat first. The coyotes were recent after the initial conversation, and we did try to reach out to see if they changed their mind on the indoor-outdoor situation, but they didn't. Let's hear from the comment section. Comment 1. I had a cat named Boo, and she was an indoor cat only. My brother moved into my house and started letting her outside. I told him repeatedly not to let her outdoors, and he called me cruel and horrible for keeping a cat inside. Ironically, his cat died from a severe infection from a bite she got from another cat outside that attacked her. I told him there was a pack of coyotes living right at the end of our street in the woods, as I assumed since he just moved in. He was unaware of the risk, like literally 100 feet away from our front door. He told me I was retarded and an idiot because, according to him, coyotes don't live in packs? WTF. Yes, they do. He insisted he was right and continued letting Boo out when I wasn't home. One night I came home and couldn't find my Boo anywhere. Looked everywhere and decided to go for a walk knowing he probably let her out again. No luck. For a week, I continued searching and asking neighbors if they had seen her. All of them said sadly those coyotes at the end of the street probably got her. And unfortunately, they were right. I kept looking but eventually found her pink torn-up collar in woods. Comment 2. Probably saved a lot of bird lives, too. As much as we love our furry, cuddly little kitties, they are manic killers of songbirds. There was a wetland not far from here that was alive with birds and birders. When a townhouse development went in just outside its boundary, they were careful not to drain nasty stuff into the water or otherwise pollute, and all seemed well. Then people moved in, and the bird population plummeted. What nests there were got cleaned out. Species common in the wetland vanished. Birders installed trail cams to see if predators had discovered the area. They had. Night roaming cats were recorded heading into the brush and killing birds by the score. The usual debate ensued. I'm not going to have the cat howling to go out all night. Your cat's killing birds by the dozens. How do you know it's mine? She's on video. She's so gentle and would never kill a bird, etc., etc. Very sad situation, and I don't know if it was resolved with bylaws and trapping or still goes on. Comment 3. And this is why KDOs are becoming a thing. A secure, fenced-in area outdoors where a house cat can enjoy the fresh air without being in danger or being a danger. My friend built a little 5W x5L x7H enclosure for her cat attached to her basement window. It has weather-safe cat trees and scratching posts. The window gets opened as soon as breakfast is done and closed up before dinner. So Kitty is safely indoors at night when the more dangerous animals could break in. Comment 4. We had a stray show up about 2 years ago. Our kid fell in love with it. I realized she would be absolutely heartbroken if something happened to her, if she didn't come home, or worse. So she's an indoor cat now, because we love her so much and don't want anything to happen to her. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more.